like I say, ever since I started paying my workers or paying employees or paying people, since I was going to be shipping payroll to people for payment, I would need to secure the money myself. So I had my own people that would go around the banks or go around the secured money deposit areas. At first, they were called money deposit areas or something like that, where people would come and pick up money. And then, of course, that became unsecure. I had people living at the site with weapons and all that other stuff, or swords or whatever, to basically protecting it. But then later on, of course, you needed a combination and pretty much all that kind of stuff. And the person with the combination would live somewhere else. So I was like, and the person that knows the combination would live somewhere else, not near the safe. Because otherwise you just, and then it's like, oh, great. Yeah, so that person lives at another spot with armed people too. So they would have to kill those people and kill the other people and get to the safe. And we had to go through all that because I was going to be shipping gold and silver and all kinds of other money around. So I had payroll areas. So I needed security. And so I needed my own banks and my own people. And so, that's one of the reasons why ever since this became an issue of people just going, gun, let's go rob. I had my own banks and my own people that I needed to have anyway for building a Panama Canal and building up all my projects, and I was going to be paying people. So therefore we segue into all that. Where I have my own banks, I have my own buildings, I have my own secure areas, I have my own troops outside the banks to keep the bank money safe for the people, so people can take their little bits of gold and go and put it inside their little box or inside their safe. And my Germans would keep accurate record counting of everything. And little people would do that too, I think. But basically, because I was going to be paying my people for the Panama Canal and all this other stuff, I had banks as well. So, anyway, yeah. Anyway, then we get into all of that. And the gambling and everything. And it's funny. In building all my crazy projects, like, I became this huge monumental thing that just became. But I mean, I was already. It's kind of hard to tell if, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly where it comes into everything because, like, it's even possible that I did actually start out somewhere from Earth and then, like, I don't really know. Like you'd have to understand everything. I mean, I know I'm Lusifer Star, creator of stars and galaxies and everything else, and it's possible. I mean, like I say, because of who I am and because of what I am. And because of the Republicans and the Democrats and everybody else and everything else that did happen, like, almost anything is possible. I mean, I know I created that sun. I mean, I know a lot of things that happened and have happened and everything else. And personally, like, at this point in my life or my existence, I'm just like, I think I'll die. Who cares? But I mean, just everything. Well, no, I'm not from here. I don't, like, it's kind of hard to tell because so much has happened. So much happened. And things we got into this great big huge war. And I was always fighting the Republicans. Like I say, Roosevelt was this huge problem. And, like, my personal take on it is basically the Republicans probably, somewhere around Roosevelt, they started doing this thing, and then JFK, and then Jimmy Carter, and there is this great big huge lie happening, going, like where people, because basically they just went from town to town, they just got a bunch of people together with guns and just went shooting up everyone, and they basically just killed a bunch of people, thousands of people, and my army held them back for a long ass time, and and just all this, it just became this big, huge nightmare thing that is basically, and you just get into this whole big thing, and like I say, like, there's my existence in the general universe and everything else like that, and then there's my and then there is Brian, and things like the Panama Canal. Like the Panama Canal is actually Brian. Is actually me, and like my thing with, like, it's actually me, America, White Star Lines as an Earth company, and that, like I say, there's my existence as Lusifer White Star Line or White Star in the universe, and then there's my existence as Brian, which is a much smaller existence. There's my existence as Lucifer, where I'm basically outside of everything and above everything, and did a whole bunch of things which nobody even knows about, and or could even possibly comprehend. And then there's my existence as Brian, which is like, there's existence as Lucifer Star, which is like, and then there's my existence as Brian, which is like this. Which is still pretty massive. It's still America, still Germany, still all around the planet Earth and everything else like that, and even space and back and all kinds of other stuff. And all by the time I'm 5 years old. But, you know, that's this right here. But then there's like Lucifer, creator of stars. Like I say, the human body can only grasp about this much of reality and this much of time and space. And then there's what I could grasp as Lucifer's White Star, which is like this, or like a huge, it's like, whoa, that's a lot. And then there's Brian. And that's basically the human body, what normal persons could understand. But I'm still connected kind of to who I used, you know, I still have, well, no, about this much power, or this much, like, I still had a lot, but I mean, you get a headache and you start freaking out and you start questioning your reality. And it's like, you know, I don't even worry about it. You know, you don't even worry about it. So, and like I say, I mean, give me a gun. I don't really even care. You know, I've already done so much. The Panama Canal, I said it would work, and it did work. And then when people realized it was working and it was going to work and that it was going to be a very profitable and good thing, like a lot of bad things started to happen. So. I mean, it was a 5 million, and then 5 million man-hour or something project. Like, it was 5 million people worked on that project, or more. Some people say 15 million. I don't really know. Like the Indians were there, the black people were there, the Irish were there, the Scottish, the Germans. Nuclear bombs were there. 36 nuclear bombs were used in the building of the Panama Canal or so, and some really cool stuff too. Shaped nuclear bomb, shaped charges. We actually did a nuclear bomb shaped charge in the building of the Panama Canal to go. We were trying to create a shockwave with nuclear weapons to go. I was like, yeah, let's do it. and we actually did do 36 nuclear bombs in the building of the Panama Canal. I use nuclear bombs a lot, so, and they're fairly clean nuclear bombs with no residual side effects.